Hi and welcome to wrist stabilization training. In between the exercises I'm going to read and learn something about auscultation. Participating in the exercises is at your own risk, and auscultation has a bit to do with the gastrointestinal tract. Let's start with the first exercise. We're having go to 9 shoulders, the arm comfortable at the side, the hand formed to a fist, and we're bringing the fist down and then up again. We're going down and up. We're going slowly as far as we can go, with a little bit of effort, and then returning around. And again up, and this is the last time, and down, and again. Now the other side. The arm comfortable at the side, hand formed to a fist, and we're bringing the fist down, and again. Then we're going always slowly as far as we can go, with a little bit of effort. And as soon as we have reached the point which you can reach with a little bit of effort, we're turning slowly around and going into the other direction. And now to the last time we're doing this, the hand comes down, and again up. Then now to the first thing, to auscultation. The human body makes sounds. So it's not just a still human body, but there are things moving in this human body, and this human body does things, and the human body itself does make sounds. Not just the voice, but the human body itself can make sounds. For example, breathing makes sound, or the heart. So the heart, when it beats, makes a little sound. It's quiet, but it makes a sound. Or the breathing does not only make, it cannot only be used to make voice, but the breathing itself makes voice. And also inside of the lungs makes breathing noise. Not just at the mouth where the air enters into the nose or is exhaled, but also inside of the human body in the lungs. So the human body makes sounds, for example, the beating heart or the lungs. Next exercise. Again, the fist comfortable at the side, and we're bringing it to the inside and to the outside. We're going slowly as far as we can go with a little bit of effort. And then we're turning around and going into the other direction as far as we can go with a little bit of effort. And in, and again out, and the last time to the inside and to the outside, and on the other side. Hand formed to the fist, comfortable at the side, and we're bringing the fist to the outside and again to the inside. And 2 more, inside and outside, and now a last time. The human body makes sounds, for example, the air when it comes into the lungs or out, or the heart when it beats. Auscultation is the proper term for listening to sounds the body makes, which does, for example, the heart when beating or the lungs when breathing. So, it can be listened to the sound. Someone can try to listen to these quiet sounds, and that process is called auscultation. So we don't call it whatever, we call it auscultation. The next exercise. We're having now a flat hand beside us, and we're bringing that flat hand to the inside and to the outside. And again to the inside and to the outside. We're going as far as we can go with a little bit of effort. So go as far as you can go with a bit of effort. It should be, of course, no pain. And we're going to the outside, and last time to the inside, and then we're turning slowly around and going to the other direction. And with the other hand, we go to the inside, to the outside. We're going to the inside as far as we can go, and then we're turning slowly around, going to the other direction. And back and back. And now the last time. And that was the magician. So, auscultation is the process called when someone listens to the sounds which the body makes, which does, for example, the lung when air comes in and out, or the heart when it beats. Oftentimes the stethoscope helps to hear. So, you're not just in the same room if you're trying to listen for auscultation, but you're trying to be very close to the person. You can try it just with the ear, but oftentimes a stethoscope is used. It's a thing with a little, I can't really describe it, and I don't know a lot about it. You can hear, you put it on it, and then you have headphones basically, and you can hear them that have the internal sounds which the body makes. So to the next exercise, again a flat hand at the side, and we bring that flat hand up to the sky, and again down. And we're bringing it up, and again down. We're going as far as you can go, a little bit of effort, and then we're turning around in the other direction. And we're going to do it one more time. So to the inside and to the outside. Now the other side. And comfortable and flat at our side, and we're bringing it up to the sky and down to the bottom. Going as fast as we can go with a little bit of effort, and then we're turning slowly around and going into the other direction. And for the last time. And that was so clever. So, a stethoscope is used for auscultation, which is for listening to internal body parts, what sounds they make. The most common spided things in humans are the heart, the lungs, and the gastrointestinal tract. So, the three things most of the times listened to are the heart, the lungs, and the gastrointestinal tract. There, it's most of the times try to listen what sounds are happening. The next exercise is the T-Rex in the morning. So both hands are out with flat hands, and now we're bringing these flat hands down, and again up, and down, and up. All careful here. We're going slowly as fast as we can go with a bit of effort, really just a bit of effort. And then we're turning around and going into the other direction. And we're going to do it now one last time. The next exercise after this T-Rex in the morning is the T-Rex in the gym. But first let's look what is hurted at one of the three, the heart, then the lung, and the gastrointestinal tract. First the heart. When listening to the heart, one can listen to the beat. Maybe the rhythm of a beat is abnormal, gallops and is irregular, or for other suspicious sounds. So you can listen to the heart if it makes a normal sound, or if it gets faster or slower, or if it has arrhythmias, or if it makes strange things or strange sounds, or some murmur if blood flows in the wrong direction, and so on. So if it is listened if it beats completely normal, or if there's something abnormal about the rhythm. That happens at the heart. And now to the T-Rex in the gym. If you don't have a tennis ball, you can do it just with the fist. I'm taking the tennis ball like this, with these four hold fingers, and bring it down, and it's a completely straight line from the knuckles to the elbow, and we are pressing with moderate force. Of course, you should never be pain, and we're releasing, and we're taking it again, and now we are pressing for a second time, and we release, and press again, moderate force, not too much, and release. And now for the last time, pressing and release, and on the other side, and pressing and release, pressing and release, and last time pressing. And that was the T-Rex in the gym. So on the heart you can listen to abnormal rhythms if it just beats bum, 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 or if it gets faster and slower, if there's a murmuring because blood flows wrong or something else. And in the lungs, it can be heard if something crackles of abnormal coarse whistling sounds which are called the wheezes. So in the lungs there can something happen which is called wheezes, according to this text. Something which is called wheezes, and that is a coarse whistling. A coarse whistling, and that is called the wheezes. And you can try to listen to the stethoscope if you hear that in the lungs when it's breathed in and out. Next exercise, the cautious Big Bang. We are pressing now with the fingertips on top of the fingernails of the other hand. And we are opening against, so that hand presses a bit in, and that hand has to open against the pressing force. And now the other way around, so in. We are opening, and now we are closing with resistance against this hand, which tries to bring them even faster closer. And the last round, so we're opening against that hand, and now we're closing against that hand. And we're around. Fingertips on top of fingernails. We are opening, and that hand resists against that, and now we're closing, but that hand resists that. It doesn't happen so fast. And again, opening, again, closing, and now for last round. And close. And that was the cautious Big Bang. Now to the gastrointestinal tract. In the gastrointestinal tract, one can listen to gurgling, rumbling to try to find out if they are normal and okay or not. So in the gastrointestinal tract, there can happen murmur or gurgling sounds, and someone listening with a stethoscope can try to find out if that murmuring and gurgling is normal or not so normal. And to the next exercise, it's the quadrangular castle architect. Both hands with fists out and returning these fists towards each other. And now up. And to the outside. And down. To the inside. And up, down. And to the outside. And up. And to the inside. And that was the quadrangular castle architect. Last exercise, the crab anxious to have fever. We are comfortable at the side, go to 9 shoulders, and we bring the fist down. Now we're pressing against the index finger with moderate force. And up on the outside. And from the top against the third metatarsal bone. And from the bottom, all here really very carefully. And the other side. The fist down, and we're pressing with moderate force. Carefully. If you feel pain, immediately stop. And from the outside. From the top. And from the bottom against the third finger. And now to the last exercise, just a bit relaxation for the extensor digital muscle. It lies here beside the brachioradialis in the middle of the lower arm. From here to here we're going with moderate force, with moderate pressure over the extension to the toe muscle. And on the other side. And the last time. And we're done with the stabilisation training. So, also, auscultation. Auscultation is called when someone listens to the sounds of internal body parts, which can happen with a stethoscope to make it better listenable. And for example, what happens in the heart if there's abnormal rhythm or something, in the lungs if there's some coarse whistling, which would be wheeze called, or other things, crackling or anything. And then also to the gastrointestinal tract if there are gurgles or murmurs, something which shouldn't happen. The gastrointestinal tract is what happens to food. So first food comes into the mouth and then through the esophagus into the stomach and so on, and that is the beginning of the gastrointestinal tract. And this is auscultation. Auscultation is listening to sounds of internal body parts. I thank you very much, and until next time.